Good morning, and welcome to New Food Who Dis, the show where we get reacquainted with food that's antiquated. And today, we extract onion juice. Now, when I say extract onion juice, it is not the world's worst innuendo for masturbation. I mean it literally. We need to get juice out of one of these. Oh, God. So, how do we do it? Like this? How about this? I know, this. Sure, while those are all reasonable in 2019, what about in the year 1900? Well, according to this book right here, the proper way to extract onion juice is, drum roll please. Wait, what? Yep, according to the Book of Tried Recipes, published circa 1900, the gold standard for extracting juice from an onion is, verbatim, cut the onion across the grain, rub a silver knife across the cut surface, and the juice will flow freely. Just rub it? With silver? What is this, a freaking werewolf? Now, when I first read this, I was suspicious, mainly because I couldn't find a single other reference to it anywhere. Given my doubts, I thought the best thing we could do was test the technique, see if it works, and really dig into this question of why silver. And while we're at it, why onion juice at all? Well, in the context of cooking specifically, onion juice would have been used for basting and braising meats. And outside of cooking, well, onion juice was primarily used for medicinal purposes. For example, here's an old New York Observer article from 1910 that goes into the importance of stockpiling onion juice for everything from cuts to earaches and how to go about it. And as a close relative of garlic, onions have played a big role in modern health trends too. Everything from health tonics to treating hair loss. Even the geniuses over at 4chan started chugging it to boost their masculinity. Okay, enough of that. To test this technique, I took 2 white onions and cut them in half. With one of them, I rubbed the cut surface for 10 seconds with the flat side of a silver knife and with the stainless steel knife for comparison. I did the same thing to the other onion, but I used the edge of the knives instead of the flat side. Then I popped these bibbies up on some chopsticks because, little known fact, that is actually the ancient Chinese secret. Now you know. Then I labeled them accordingly and checked back in 30 minutes to revel in the abundance of onion juice. Nothing. Nothing again. A little something. Oh jeez. And a little something again. Okay, so just rubbing it and leaving it there for 30 minutes doesn't do a damn thing. So I thought, maybe the instructions meant rub it continuously to get as much juice out as you need. So I tried that. Slightly better results, but overall this technique is kind of bogus. I mean, the book says it'll flow freely. If anything, it was a slow post-coital drip. Sorry. But even though this technique is a little lackluster, we can take away 3 things from this. 1. You want to use a scraping motion rather than a rubbing motion and use the edge of the knife. 2. You have to keep doing it. You can't just do it and then walk away and come back and have a whole cup of juice. And 3rd, there doesn't seem to be any difference between using silver and using stainless steel. So why specify silver at all? Then I thought, maybe it's not what silver is, but what it isn't. Which brings me to my next question. Have you ever heard of electrode potential? Now, I'm not smart enough to actually explain what electrode potential is, but this might give you the background that you need to understand what it has to do with food. Do a little... On this one we have electrode potential, and on this axis we have the change in taste of a food. Now, all metals have an electrode potential. The lower the electrode potential, the higher the chances are that it will affect the flavor of the food. The higher the electrode potential, the more inert it is with food, so therefore it's not going to affect the flavor. Basically, something like this. Over in this realm, you're going to find things that are bitter, metallic, ... And in the early 1900s, if you had cutlery in your home, chances are good that it was made out of only a couple different metals. It was either going to be iron, nickel, lead, copper, or silver, each with their own unique electrode potential. And before you go saying, what about gold? What about gold knives? I'm going to stop you right there. Because if you could afford gold knives, you probably weren't juicing your own onions, baby. So statistics be damned, if you plot those electrode potentials on that shitty axis I drew earlier, you'll see that of the likely cutlery materials,
silver was far less likely to make your food taste metallic and bitter.
So back to the question of what silver isn't. Silver was not a metal that was likely to make your food taste funny. There's actually like pretty decent research on the effect of metal electropotential and the effect on food. And if you look at those studies, you'll see that, gold affected the flavor the least, and also ranked up there is stainless steel. Second to gold, stainless steel probably has the least likelihood of affecting the flavor of the food. But here's the thing, stainless steel wasn't invented until 1913. So this book was written in 1910, and they're telling people to use silver. It's because silver would have been the most common, least reactive metal in your average family household. So that's my theory in a nutshell. I'm not ignorant to the fact that this might seem like a small, boring detail, but to me, this is what's so fascinating about these old cookbooks. This one technique alone, this single sentence, just 20 words, just one word out of the 20, silver, opens up this whole box that gives you insight into history. It's mind-blowing. So that's it. The whole place smells like onions. My mouth smells like onions. It tastes like onions. But I hope that you learned something. I learned a whole lot. And if you need onion juice, put that shit in a blender and strain it. Hey y'all, hope you enjoyed. If you did, please remember to like my video, subscribe to my channel, cook lots of food, and eat it with friends. See you guys next time.